If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. This the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up.
This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah, this the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah. Hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah. Hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah. It's the anthem. If I give you my word, that's what I stand on. Loyalty and trust is what I stand on. Family and love is what I stand on. Talking big, big. I knew that one day that I could make it big, big. I'm talking how to stay smoking without a sense. Now we get up and do it like we got a big rig. It's getting serious, I know you're curious. Took some losses through the process, had me furious. But I got eyes on the vision, can't get delirious. Fall in love with the game and then you marry it. I think I married it. This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah, this the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, it's the anthem. If I give you my word, that's what I stand on. Loyalty and trust is what I stand on. Family and love is what I stand on. If it's love, I gotta tat it. Father, I'm not absent. I was working smarter back when they was working backwards. Do it for the gram, you only do it for a caption. Dropping back to back, but really I've been relaxing. I might go for months, I could go for years. If I take a break, I promise I'll be relapsing. Started from the mud, I just need traction. Started with a buck, now I tell the label match it. Yeah, I've been my own boss. I took that leap of faith, yeah, I really dove off. Nothing I need to say, I let the work show off. For my kids, I go hard, gotta go hard. This the anthem. If you rockin' with it, put your hands up. Yeah, this the anthem. If you get up and get it, put your hands up. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah, this one for the winners if you with me. Yeah, hands up in the sky if you feel me. Yeah.
Dame la plata, plata. Cash, cash, cash. Get money, get money. It's bam, bam, bam. Hey, it's bam, bam. She wanna flick for the gram. Plus, her baby sabe who I am, so she wanna do it all on care. Like, hold up, sabe how to hold a pull up. Soon as we done, I'ma roll up. 4 lines are better, I pull up. Papi te paga los biles, pero quiero todo lo tuyo. Prefieres hacerlo conmigo, que siempre lo hacemos bien duro. I bought a Benz, straight from the trap. I don't like paying no taxes. I don't need friends, solo una mami. Papi te enseño what racks is. Me and my chick, we got a chick. Yeah, we treat her like a pet. She keep it G, she keep it tranqui, but she be down with the set. Ay, me and my chick, we got a chick. Yeah, we treat her like a pet. Ay, EBK if you all in the way, you in the field with a vet. Ay, bam, bam, she wanna flick for the gram. Plus, her baby sabe who I am, so she wanna do it all on care. Like, hold up, sabe how to hold a pull up. Soon as we done, I'ma roll up. 4 lines are better, I pull up. Ay, bam, bam, she wanna flick for the gram. Plus, her baby sabe who I am, so she wanna do it all on care. Like, hold up, sabe how to hold a pull up. Soon as we done, I'ma roll up. 4 lines are better, I pull up. Vestido Mbappe, rich como Mbappe, I can never let her up stop me. In the backseat, I'm with your chick, I love it when she be on top me. Windows black, that's a fact, she don't even mind getting sloppy. Shooter outside, holding it down, si le digo que hacer, he like copy. Ábrame la ventana para ventilar este humo. No way, Mr. Officer, soy un trap star, so you know. Fumo, bebo, vendo, ¿qué le digo? You know where I'ma send you. Bam, bam, she wanna flick for the gram. Plus, her baby sabe who I am, so she wanna do it all on care. Like, hold up, sabe how to hold a pull up. Soon as we done, I'ma roll up. 4 lines are better, I pull up. Yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the India Predator League 2024 by Acer. It's going to be your boy Aggressive here on the hot seat today with Ahana on my side. And it's going to be a big one and quite an interesting one, mind you, because
Yup.
overall, this entire tournament started off with, let's just say, quite a lot of upsets and long games. Each and every game yesterday went to a best of three. One of them going to a 20-22 scoreline. And Ana,
Yep.
you were there to experience all of it.
Yes. Yes. A lot happened yesterday, and today I have expectations for even more. Definitely not hoping to go all the way 2022 because I really feel like when you go to that scoreline, it kind of becomes very repetitive and you start wanting to see the next map already. But yeah, definitely hoping to see cutthroat matches all through the board. And we're going to be starting off with Bomber teams.
Yep. Two teams that already know what they want and they already can tell what they can give down to the table. But then again, Aster Army going up against the side of True Rippers may be a little bit one-dimensional in the approach that Aster Army will have a little bit of an emphasis here, but you never really know because when the teams are newly formed, it's kind of tough for them to get a foothold. And Aster Army are in that current situation. Think about it. True Rippers, they have such big names such as Helev, DM King, Techno Tukul, Vibor. These guys are just so difficult to try and rattle. While on Aster Army, you have a lot of really good players, but not players that have proved themselves on such a big stage.
That's true, that's true. And that experience kind of gives a very huge advantage to True Rippers. But then again, Aster Army can have the advantage of not having the players whose player behavior is as deeply revealed as that of True Rippers. You could actually know if this certain angle is gonna be peaked by the other player or not if you know which player is actually standing on the other side from True Rippers. But in SR Army, they could always take you by surprise. That's gonna be something more difficult for True Rippers to get around. But then again, the longer the matches go, the more adaptive True Rippers will get according to SR Army's gameplay.
Yeah, that is for certain. True Rippers, they're gonna have a pretty easygoing time overall if they're able to keep their composure. But then again, you should never get a little bit too overconfident, correct? Because you don't know
Exactly.
what the members of Aster Army are capable of. They're a brand new roster, they have a lot of young talent, and players like Holy, which I haven't personally seen in the longest time. This guy was pretty much the biggest up and coming talent in the entirety of the region, and there's a good reason for it. He grinded the game day in, day out. There were times where I've seen him get like what, almost 800 matches in a single act. A single act, not even an episode. 800
Wow.
matches. That's how much he used to play. And now he's back on a professional team to showcase his mettle. And Acer Army, they did a pretty good job of trying to scout him out.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure that SRME is going to be super prepared for this one because the stakes are very high. It's not just the prize pool, they also have the Philippines match that has to be played. And for that, they have to play on these three maps today, which they're going to pick for themselves.
Yeah, the map selection is going to be a very interesting point of interest for us in particular because if Haven is on the card, yep, we can already see Haven is going to be the decider map. A very smart choice coming in from the members of Acer Army to not really force out Haven as much here, primarily because True Rippers, they're going to have a lot of advantages on that particular map. Players like Helef and DM have proven themselves to be the biggest points of interest on that particular map instance. But let's just
True.
take a couple of steps back and talk about the first initial hiccups. Bind, Lotus, and now Haven. I want to ask you a little bit, as you have started to cast a lot more Valorant and you've watched professional level games. It's quite interesting that a lot of teams have shifted away from the usual pickups of maps like Ascent and Split, and now they're shifting their attention to Lotus, and sometimes, in some cases, for some teams, even Sunset.
That's true. Like Sunset has been quite rare all over, but yes, Sunset and Bind, both these maps, even after the rework, they became so easy for teams to move on to that I cannot even believe that they were reworked at all to begin with, and Sunset is completely a new addition to come on with. And I mean, the adaptivity of the whole game has evolved so much that players are ready to go in and dive into new maps and go ahead and dig out the best out of them. I'm pretty excited to see how these maps are going to turn out. Breeze is still not being picked as much, and we all know why. Breeze has way too many long angles. You don't want to play that map, and that's just that. But yeah, Bind and Sunset, the picks, they do surprise me, but I'm pretty happy about them and also very excited because Bind is one of those maps where I love to see how many times things get rotated around because, again, people keep teleporting and then we see teams playing Yoru on that. You have a teleporter and then you have an agent who can also teleport.
Yep. Euro just adds so much versatility to the map of Vine, and players like Paradox have really showcased how good that
Yes,
particular agent can be when you play him to the highest caliber. But that's really the thing. You need to know the gimmicks of Euro, and he is such a difficult character to get a lot of value out of compared to others on the same range. If you're very proficient at
right.
the character, of course you're going to get a lot of value, but in the professional level of play where communication is pretty much instantaneous, you can give the call out that, oh, the Euro TP is right towards the side of B long. You can just easily get that catch. You can bait that Euro into TP in front of you. You already know what to be expecting from that particular agent, and then you're just going to get stuck. But if you're proficient with the character, there are certain one-way lineups that you can do with your flashes and certain catches that you can give to your teammates. It's just endless potential for this particular agent, but not a lot of teams and not a lot of players, sorry, have still try to get into Euro as much in our region in particular. So I'm hoping for
Exactly.
things to be a lot more standardized. The race pickups, the Sky as the initiator, possibility of a double initiator also could be coming into play. But after a lot of the recent changes to Fade, teams have just tried to stray away from that particular agent because that pullout time after the Fade Crawler goes out is absolutely horrendous.
That's true. This has been very devastating update all over. Like not only Fade, all the agents that got nerfed recently has been pretty hard hitting. Except for Sky, she can still get her way around. It's just one extra orb and a little bit of timing and distance game, which is easily adapted by players. I'm still surprised to see people picking Jet because she was nerfed way too much to even go in with, and I felt like that was going to be one crucial nerf which is going to help put Yoru and Reina into the game again because they are again very efficient agents. Reina is very single handed, but then again, still an efficient agent. We don't see that coming as much. And on Bind, I expect people to drop Jet and go with Reina as the second duelist alongside maybe, Sky as the initiator so that they can do the double blinding thing and probably get their way in. I mean, that's just very crucial, specifically towards this Shar area. That entry just makes it very easy.
Showers control is pretty much the most important part of mine, and there's a
Exactly.
reason why a lot of teams have started to pick up on that Viper as well. Well, of course, Viper's been in the meta for Pine for almost a year
Yep.
now, and there is a really good reason for it because the Viper pretty much makes it impossible to take entries over onto its shower. Because if the Viper is playing from the B side, she can send her wall through the teleport, and the Sky can also play close to her,
Exactly.
allowing for easy flashes, easy control, and showers is just completely off the cards. You need to go in through short, and the versatility that she can bring down to the table is something that a lot of teams in our region at least haven't really seen the fullest potential of. They prefer to go in for compositions that they're a lot more comfortable with, and in some cases that's that double initiator because it works on every single map. You have enough utility to take over side control, and you also have something to fall back on. Don't forget, initiators are have the strongest signature abilities out of almost every agent pool. So overall, that the level of information that you can gather, the way that you can work the map, the way that you can play for fakes, it really rivals to almost nothing else unless your team has a game plan and a strategy. And I'm pretty sure that the members of True Rippers, they do have all of that. They have the talent, they have the players that
True.
are capable of playing these particular agents. But the real question is, are they going to be playing it? We're going to be jumping into the agent selection to find exactly what kind of agents these two teams have in store for us for this particular map. And okay, it will be the double controller setup with the Sky. I was expecting this from True Rippers, but Mr. Army, what is your plan? They could be going in for an exact mirror.
Well, let's see how it turns around because to be very honest, I generally like watching matches that have double duelists alongside double controller because again, that means fast hits and I love fast hits. But well, with this specific composition, it's the usual meta composition. You always have four specific agents that are gonna come in and bind. It is gonna be Viper, Sky, Brimstone, and Raze. But the fifth is always a pick that you can go for depending on your choice. But both the teams have ended up picking up Chamber for that. I was hoping for a better Sentinel. I don't prefer Chamber as much because Chamber does not really fulfill the exact qualities that you expect from a Sentinel as proficiently as you would see Killjoy and Cypher. For a time, Sage did too, but now I don't see that much happening in Sage's part either.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for them to overall get a strong foothold, but I would say as both of these agent compositions are decently similar on that regard, I would expect the outplays to be a lot more involved around how they are utilizing the utility. I want to
True.
see the Viper go in for a lot more lurks, try to gain a lot of space early on, especially from the attack side. Because from what we have seen, a lot of teams that do pick up that Viper utilize her a lot more for execution. And as we're going to be jumping in towards the game, a lot of the questions that we are asking now will be answered quite heavily. But in my opinion, I would say True Rippers, on paper, they do have players that can play these agents a little bit better. But overall, I'm gonna give Aster Army the benefit of the doubt because from what I can tell, they're very confident with this with this composition, and they probably have a reason for it too. Because this is not an easy comp to play, and if you pick it on any particular map, you need to know how to play it.
Exactly. Well, just as you said, the lurking wall has already come in from the side of Viper. But wait a second, a wreaking havoc comes in from the side of True Rippers on a single man. Lost 3 frags come into the hands of LF. Right outside Fountain, they have
One
started
enemy remaining.
raining bullets right onto the faces of Aster Army players.
Oh,
Now
he's looking for an
Levi
ace.
survives alone. He is. And he will get it. He
Oh,
does. No
it's
way.
stolen.
Techno. Steal. Such a bad steal. He was literally there. He assisted the frag. Techno, you gotta be so sad on this one.
Yeah, hell, if he didn't get the ace, but at the bare minimum, they got the round, right? So for the members of
That's
True
true.
Rippers, that was such a beautiful take over towards B Long. They understood that, hey, if we take early aggression towards B Long, that's completely fine because we can just take the teleporter, head towards A, and then we can pincer the players coming in through showers, and we can push into short, or we can even push into side. That's completely fine. That is the potential of Bind, ladies and gentlemen. You have so many different options that you can play for. And therefore, pushing towards the extremities of the map is the best thing for you. You can hold down the A side, push out of B, take that teleporter, head back towards A, go for instant rotations from the hookah teleporter. There's so much that you can do. And True Rippers, they're going to take advantages of that. And hopefully, Acer Army, they're going to be able to control these extremities well. They need to show their presence, and they need to be aware that True Rippers, they're looking for rushes.
Well, let's see how Aster Army is gonna deal with this because as of now, it seems like True Rippers just wants to be very aggressive. Considering on equal weaponry, they still chose to just get out of their place, make sure that they're barging right into the faces of Aster Army and still get the frags. This time, the weaponry advantage is gonna just encourage them to do the same again. Probably move further ahead and make sure that they get the frags for themselves. However, the way they have positioned themselves right now does make me feel like they're not completely sure of which site is going to be hit by the players of Aster Army just yet. But let's see if they're going to go for the gamble.
It's going to be a tough one for them overall, I would say. I do see, I do see that there's going to be a little bit of a technical difficulty coming in from the side of True Rippers, I do believe. So one of the players, they will be reconnecting, so nothing to really worry about overall. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's just talk about what we witnessed from that last particular round, and that was just pure aggression from the members of True Rippers. You could see right
Exactly.
off the bat that True Rippers, they want to send a message, and they want to instill a little bit of a conditioning factor on towards Acer Army and just tell them that, okay, you guys are not allowed to get into anywhere comfortable. You need to be on your toes, and you need to utilize utility to try and force us off these powerful choke point positions. And I do believe that Long is going to be the most contested point in this entire map, and we're going to be jumping straight on back in towards the game. You're not going to have to look at us any longer. Don't worry about that because the players are already in, and I do believe that Acer Army, they have the read now. They're expecting another Long rush, and it seems like True Rippers, they might just indulge him here too.
Well, let's see. Let's see. True Rippers again want to make sure that they're not giving any comfortable spots for Acer Army to go ahead from. But this time around, with the blind
This is
going in, the
dangerous.
Headhunter has taken the shot. It was super risky, but he did have his rendezvous placed already and was able to fall back from the fight. And this time around, finally, Acer Army gets to see a little more of what Bind holds for them. falling back. I think True Rippers is going to wait for Aster Army to enter before they go for the call on rotation. And that's a good enough call because this time the wall coming in from the side of Aster Army has been different. So the lurk is not going to happen. And there will be intel initially itself if anyone tries to invade into Site A.
Shot. It's just
Oh,
DM King,
nice.
baby. You gotta give him the opportunity for stuff like this. And the bodies are just gonna pile in towards the side. And it's gonna be more than enough for True Rippers to hold down the line. Good levels of
my
control,
God.
and True Rippers, they did lose out on 2 bodies, but I think that's okay. 2 players down, not gonna hurt them overall.
Exactly. I mean, they're entering into the bonus round. They do have the opportunity to actually go with 2 players who do not hold on to their guns anymore. Chamber was taken out, that is DM King, but then again, Deathmaker had not invested into any guns to begin with, so he does have the economy to actually go for a buy onto this round. And I feel like this is a bold statement to make, but I feel like even in the bonus round, True Rippers has put themselves in a position where they can hold enough ground to make it at least challenging for Aster Army to bring this one home.
Ooh, this is... You gotta be careful about these ones. DM playing with fire. Coley nearly took off his head there if he was not careful. Another position for the members of Acer Army to just play things slow here because they know they have the better weaponry. They need to try and maybe find that first initial pick before they want to do anything. I like the fact that True Rippers on this particular round, they're playing it slow because they know they have weaker weaponry. They want to let the fight come towards them. As Kishi, very low on HP, he's gonna get taken down for it. Levi, good for the refrag, good for a double kill actually. Levi, okay, through the smoke, gets another one towards the face of DM King. And this one Viper alone caused so much trouble, but still, Techno, good for the 2. He's looking for a possible clutch, but it's going to be difficult because time is going to run really short as soon as he clears out all of these angles.
Exactly. Now it will completely depend on how he's gonna deal with this. There's already an idea on Kohli. Techno is taking the weapon out. Once the timing! The timing has been so blessed for the side of Techno. He could have literally been taken out instantly, but he finally finds himself a couple more breaths in this round. He can actually isolate the fights, but he's going in from the wrong spot to do that. Oh, they know he's in.
Last player standing.
Oh, nicely done.
No?
Why did I sign up for
The
this
time
shit?
though.
Yeah, he has no
He
idea.
has no idea. Yeah, he said the same thing.
Poor old Kohli. Hey, poor old Techno, sorry. There's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing that he could have done to try and win that round. And I like the fact that Kohli, he just completely tucked himself in and he wasn't peeking for even a second. A slight bit of a mishap, I would say, because Kohli could have just peeked out and gotten a kill and saved his buddy Levi, but I think it's completely fine. They wanted to guarantee this round and he didn't want to risk anything, but it was so expensive. Think about it like this. Look at their economy. It took a
Exactly.
massive hit on the attack side.
Exactly. I mean, when you're on the attacking side and you have already lost the first 2 rounds, being in a place to be able to make yourself stable in the next round is the goal. But I don't think that has been achieved because they lost way too many players. And as I mentioned at the start of the round, True Rippers did have the kind of weaponry that could help them at least make it challenging, even if Aster Army wins it. And they did. They fulfilled that promise. And now they find themselves, even though on lower economy, but on a better stage to win this round and then capitalize on their rounds one after the other. True Rippers seems to be in a very comfortable spot right now, and Aster Army would have to do a lot to make sure that they can be pushed out of it.
It's another decision for them to try and make here. It's True Rippers. They do have another technical difficulty. I do believe it's going to be another pause, but for now, let's just see exactly what kind of a strategy True Rippers are going to go for now, because that last round they played it very reactively, and overall, I would say they did an incredible job. With the weaker weaponry that they did have, they took down pretty much every single gun from the side of Acer Army, putting them in economic disadvantage. Now they have weaker buys, basically resulting in them not having enough utility to try and take a lot of these duels. As we're going to be jumping on back towards the game soon enough, I want to see them try to push towards the B long and take that early level of control, and I do believe that's exactly what they're planning to do here. True Rippers, they're reading my minds, and the play could just be them showing that early presence and then immediately dipping back out because they do not really want to take this fight early on here. They want to try to give a false sense of security towards a member of Aster Army, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Well, Aster Army do want to go in towards side B, but they still have presence on side A, which has been detected and will disrupt the whole strat coming in from the side of Aster Army. This was a very crucial frag, trying to create some presence towards side A so that once they start losing members on side B, they could actually try and move in towards A. But well, losing that early player makes it much more difficult for them to stick to the choice.
The best thing about this entire strategy has to be the fact that they spread themselves out, but DM King, kind of a little bit of a whiff. That's going to cost you a bit more. You got to be careful about those fights. A 2-for-2. And Disrupt. I don't think he's going to expect Levi to be in this corner. Wrap corner, and Levi, he gets the punishment.
5 HP.
Yep. The A side is now ripe for the picking. They have full side control.
That's true, and trying to retake will be slightly difficult. I think the Seekers might be deployed soon enough, and they are. With that, the intel will be gathered where the players are. They know that the players are all towards their frontal area. And from Shars, the position of Chamber will be pretty difficult. Oh no, you're done for.
Well, he didn't clear it.
Could not survive, yeah.
Techno again stuck in a pretty impossible situation, especially because of where the Brimstone is going to be playing. Kohli, he needs to have the perfect timing for this. They're right behind one another. Oh, Kohli. The best timing that you can think of. Each and every time both of these players face off against each other. They walk away scotch-free, but once more, Kohli gets the backstab over towards the face of Techno. And even though he's playing so well, it's just not enough. True Rippers, they need an answer, and they need it quick. Their early bouts of aggression are perfect, but when it comes down to the mid-round, they're just getting caught off guard a little bit too much.
Exactly. True Rippers need to know how to deal with this strat that's coming in from the side of Aster Army. The lurking wall is not even being utilized just yet, and still True Rippers are falling prey. Again, trying to show early aggression every single time and then falling back. It's not really working out anymore. It did for the first 2 rounds, so I think they need to switch it up a little. An adjustment needs to come in quickly from the side of True Rippers. This time they're trying to gamble all on towards side B. The early presence that was detected by Deathmaker, that's going to help them make the decision on where to stick. But then again, Chamber from the side of Aster Army still wants to make sure that side A is completely scoped out before the move is made.
Maybe a little bit difficult, I would say, for them to find that early control, and they just walked out of a single corridor into the awaiting arm of 3 players. Ouch. 3 members already down in the dumpster. As True Rippers, there's left to lick their wounds a little bit here and maybe try and find something for themselves, but with the plant going down towards A and heavy control already established towards the side, this retake, yeah, that's not gonna happen, not with the weaponry that they have.
Well, from here it seems like Aster Army should, very well should. Well, Vibhor still wants to take the fight. Has been spotted, trying to fall back now. But look at Levi coming in from behind. Oh goodness, all these Vipers and their lurk plays. From here, it seems like there's gonna be a couple more rounds that Aster Army can pull into their own favor, because the ultimate economy on them is looking pretty good. And the ultimate economy on True Rippers is not even in a position to be used anymore because they just keep losing players way too early on.
Yeah. That last couple of rounds were just a little bit questionable, I would say, because I expected the members of True Rippers to just play for the ult points, take these early ult points, utilize these smokes to gain some form of an advantage in the round, because when you're on the defensive side, especially when you're not playing shotguns at least, it's going to be tough for you to get a lot of value out of what you really want to do in an eco. But here it seems as though DM King with an operator, now this is a scary sight for you to behold, knows exactly where the op is. The fact that DM gave away that entire phase, now the members of Aster Army, they're going to be aware that with DM now present towards this A side, we need to try and bait him out. Send him to somewhere else, but Disrupt in a 1-and-done angle. He's probably going to get cleared out. Ultimate's going to pop out as well as Disrupt comes in with the orbital strike from the back end. Helif set everything up for Disrupt. He just put him in a blender. Got the kills that he wanted.
Well, we can also see a lurk coming in from the side of Disrupt from the Showers, but well, he's holding back now. He's just gonna hold on to the angle, doesn't want to get into the fight just yet, because playing on trades is something that True Rippers are failing to do so far. And if they continue to just go ahead and peak, they might start losing players, and then the game will be lost before even it is relished.
Dogs
All
are on the
in
other side
towards
trying to...
Hookah.
You were saying?
30
Yeah.
seconds left.
I was just saying that they're trying to move in from Hookah now, and having moved towards side B, they have acquired themselves the extra time that they can utilize before the move comes in from the side of True Rippers. But that rotation won't be that delayed,
One enemy
I feel.
remaining. Spike down B.
Yeah, and then Rio has another opportunity to maybe try to turn things
10
around from
seconds
here,
left.
but with only 9 seconds left on the clock, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place pretty much. Absolutely nothing that you can do in the waiting arms of DM King. Last kill coming in. As True Rippers, they finally found themselves a foothold that they can stand on. Hopefully from here, they can climb their way up, because this last round, yeah, of course, it played out beautifully, especially with Disrupt comboing so beautifully with Helif's Orbital Strike, but is it gonna be enough? Because they still did lose out on 2 members. They need to be a bit more decisive in their round wins, because that economy buildup is so important when you're on the map of Vine, because as soon as you start getting a little bit too comfortable, Acer Army, they could just come in with a rush that could instantly put a damper on your plans.
That's true. Also, being on the defensive side, all the utilities become super important for the retake that has to
Okay,
happen.
yeah.
But Deathmaker, he is just gonna capitalize on numbers until the economy comes back in. An early frag, making sure that he eliminates the orbital strike from the other side, making the post-plant situation slightly more difficult for Aster Army, if they even get to plant, that is.
It's going to be very difficult for them to even think about planning. Don't forget, the Brimstone was not only there for the orbital strike, but also for the smokes. The Viper is all the way towards the A side, but the Viper's getting so much value. Levi, he walks in towards ult and he gets the first initial catch, but is it not going to be enough? Levi still very much alive, and Disrupt catches him as soon as he tries to run towards the teleporter. Beautifully done. As Disrupt pretty much made this round winnable from an unwinnable situation.
Well, he did, and now he is gonna be falling into the crosshair. But the timing has been super crucial here, and Kishi just fell down before he could actually spot Disrupt. Now the positioning is kinda risky, but the operator on close range, weapon swap. Why not? Oh goodness.
It's just DM sometimes. Wants to pull off a miracle from time to time with that operator, but this time around, he was just not able to, but on other situations, he could. The flash is good, but Techno, he's prepared for it. Looking for one more frag towards the front end of the side. Needs to hit the shot. So, oh my god, Rio, he's playing it so beautifully. He picks up classic and puts a slap to his face to take him out. 3-4 as Acer Army. They're still very much alive in this. Well played.
Oh goodness, that wasn't supposed to be an Aster Army round. That was illegally snatched away. True Rippers, after the frag that came in from the side of Disrupt onto Levi, were on the winning side of it. And it just did not work out. Playing with time, playing with players, completely done so very well by Rio. Beautiful. These rounds just make the game so much more interesting. I wanted to go to overtime now. Already.
I want to see maybe a little bit more of a backhanded approach from the side of True Rippers, but I think playing aggressive would be a lot better, and this is a tough spot. So many ultimates already being utilized, but still Vibor tries to make things even. Could have gotten a double kill there, but the Bulldog, it's not really a weapon that you can rely on for those multi-frags here. Looking for another situation as Levi has the ultimate to play with, and pretty much going to invest everything in this round. Acer Army, that's 3 big ultimates. Do you really need this to try and win out a round like this against an eco? These are massive investments.
Exactly, that's a very costly round. I mean, yeah, you're gonna win it, but why invest that many ultimates when you don't really need it? It's a 4v2 and you're still going in for the Viper's Pit. Alrighty, I guess they just want to spend some so that they can earn more. This round is done for already.
Yeah. I think
Who
that
would have
I'm
thought?
just gonna take my analysis back initially, where I said that two Rippers, they are the ones who are at the advantage. It seems to say Aster Army, they are a lot more comfortable on this particular map. It's like they're playing their
Yeah,
own little game out here. And don't forget, they are on the attack side with that Viper. And the fact that Levi is getting this much value, it's just so surprising.
that's true. That's true. Also, I believe this was Esther Army pick, so I guess on their own map, them being comfortable is expected, but this
You
comfortable
want
being
to
on the
play?
attacking
Let's
side
play.
Yeah, that is
is
not
not
expected.
really, yeah, it's not expected at all. And now already the call comes in from Esther Army being like, let's play. Well, they're trying to. True Rippers are trying to. If you let them.
Seems to be a full-on default coming in from the members of Acer Army. They want to see if they can find any form of an over-aggressive peak because they understand that, okay, we now have that chamber operator. Let it work a little bit. Maybe he can find a pick. Maybe he's going to be the one to open up the side. And Doxer, yes, so much pressure on him. They're pretty much allowing Doxer to play the game on his own for a little bit here. And as soon as he finds that first initial player who was a little bit too overzealous on the angle, that's immediately when the members of Aster Army are going to strike.
Oh, they've already gotten inside the site. They have control and they are already trying to find numbers as well. The
Timing.
positioning of Helif. Oh no, he was supposed to be concealed. He wanted to be tucked in soon enough, but didn't work out. The trades are coming in, but still in the favor of Aster Army until right now. And Technical made everything equalized. With the Seekers in hand, they are going to be able to find players and also find the frags. The Trailblazer. Doxer is unaware of it. But he still manages to frag out DM King. How beautiful was that one?
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, they'll see him when you love it. And now Rio once again stuck in this 1 versus 1 situation. Has flashes to play around with. Can pretty much do anything. Bullets have been shown. And there is absolutely no time. He can't really get this one done. As once more, we do see these members of Acer Army. They can play the time so beautifully. They are wasting pretty much all of the utility. And of course the time of True Rippers. Just by forcing them to clear out the entirety of backside. And you gotta love the way that True Rippers, they were trying to maybe brute force their way in. They always have the man advantage. Think about it this way, Anna. They have man advantages when they are in the post plants. They are able to retake the site beautifully, but they don't know where the last player is. And the fact that Rio is so sneaky in each and every one of his lurks and of course his positioning, it's difficult to try and clear him. And True Rippers, they're not
Exactly.
expecting him on situations like this.
That's true. They are unaware of Rio's player behavior completely, and Rio is making a lot of capitalization on that. Like a lot of games we see in the last 1v1, the defenders generally have an idea of where the player will push in from. They try to pick that area, they try to get that fight done, but Rio is just so good at playing that. It's heartbreaking for True Rippers right now. Again, as on paper, they were supposed to be literally swamping through this easily. They face so much damage already.
It's just insanity. Another fast rush coming in towards the side. It seems as though Kishi is looking for even more out here. Techno on the opposite end doesn't really have enough utility to try and take a fight on this Doxer. Maybe trying to tickle him a little bit here. Doesn't really give much away. Stuck on an island and he's gonna get caught out. Vibor with the stinger gets the first initial catch, but still this round not really as winnable as you would have expected. The corner still
True.
not cleared, and that double box, yeah, that's gonna be an angle they need to worry about for quite a while.
Alrighty, this
player
fight
standing.
between Kishi
Wait,
is gonna be one to watch for, but he will be taken care of soon enough, and with that disrupt gets the round. This was finally won by True Rippers, but not very convincingly. I mean, I don't see replication of this being very easy for them. And until they win rounds in such a convincing manner that you can imagine them getting replications of it, you cannot see them changing the scoreline much.
especially in a situation like this, I would say. True Rippers, they did get this round purely off of the back of Techno just being an absolute demon, but how many more rounds can you see him pull off like this? You need to take initiative, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing in this particular round. As Kishi kind of over aggressive, I'd say, and a bit too ambitious. And overall, the members of Aster Army, they're paying the price for it with their own lives here. DM King looking for another frag of his own. Does have the operator in hand, but I don't think he's expecting the brimstone over and towards a corner.
Yeah.
This is just a game of waiting, and it's going to be Helef getting that catch over onto Kohli. He was expecting the play, and as soon as Kohli jumped down, Helef, he put him down under.
Teleport's ready.
Well, now it's all onto the chamber and the raise. Sorry, Sky. Rio still holding back. I don't think this is a fight they will win, but I also don't think this is a fight that they will withdraw from, because they do have enough economy to go in for the fight. But expecting them is making True Rippers very anxious.
It's just a game of waiting now.
They found my
I don't
trap.
think Acer Army are going to make a move. There is a possibility that they just save here. Their economy is going to be a little bit on the
30
worser side of things, so they're not going to risk much. Operator's already waiting here. And Acer Army,
One
they know they
enemy
have no
remaining.
chance of pushing in through
Spike
into this
down
operator.
A.
It's going to be tough with Helef. Now taking a lot more aggressive control over towards short. He's already peeked out, given away his footsteps. Swing could be imminent here. Goes in for the peek, but DM
Wow.
King's just way faster. Deathmaker. There's a reason why he's a demon with the op, and he's
Last
showcasing
round
to
in
us
the half.
exactly what he can do
Right here.
when he is given the resources and also given the time to work that operator to its perfection.
Well, this round definitely is going towards True Rippers. Not only are they in the flow in the zone, but also they have 3 ultimates to play around with, and all of them very crucial and helpful on the defensive side. Let's see how it turns around. This round is going to unfold with a lot of ultimate investation, I think. But just gotta wait, because they are trying to play kind of aggressive. Might not need it as much as they think. Disrupt gets 2 with that showstopper, but the judge from Kishi still made sure that he got 1 before he was taken out.
One enemy remaining.
Viper playing alone on site B with that Viper spit.
Yep.
Missing out on the party.
No, she's just relaxing there. Like, why would you need to worry about it, especially when your teammates have it covered, right? Maybe taking a little bit of a chill pill would be good for you, as Vibor. I think he was not ready for that pickup. Rio, good with the frag here. Needs to look for more, but not against Disrupt. A 4K for the raise to hold everything down for his squad. True Rippers,
Switching
they
sides.
finally got themselves back in towards the game to a 6-6 scoreline, but overall, I do not believe that True Rippers are going to be happy with this scoreline, especially considering the composition that they have. Yes, of course, this is a very defense-favored composition, but Aster Army, the fact that they got 6 rounds, that's big for them, because now I do believe they're going to be on the much more comfortable side for this particular map.
Exactly, the composition is literally the same on both the sides, and being on the defensive edge, Aster Army might find themselves in a much more relaxed position. But then again, you cannot forget that being on the attacking side, if Aster Army could pull off 6 rounds, you can expect the same from True Rippers as well. Or maybe even better, because with time they are adapting and their adjustments are working out.
This is going to be tough for them. As once more, we do see Dogstar getting that first initial frag over onto DM King. That's the first initial bout that both of these squads were going in for. And the fact that DM died on one of those extremities pretty much puts a big damper on the plans of what True Rippers were trying to do, because they needed DM to get that space for their squad. But Dogstar won out on the duel in this instance, and Aster Army, they're in a comfortable spot. They're not going to over-aggress whatsoever, and they are allowing the members of True Rippers to come into their own crosshairs. Positions are fine, but the B side being played for a retake is something that I personally do not like.
True that. Let's see how they're gonna turn this around, because as of now there isn't enough presence from the side of Aster Army to stop the plan from happening, because the control seems to be rolling in the favor of True Rippers so far, but the numbers are towards Aster Army right
Spike
now.
planted.
heavily favored as they're trying to maybe run in for a fight, but it's not seem to be working. True Rippers, they actually still have the control. 3 versus 2 on the map, but still Vivor very low on HP here, Ahana. And there's a good chance that True Rippers can win this, but it's all up to Vivor to maybe find more frags. Vivor, you can't miss shots like that. So important for him to find it, but Doxer, pretty much alive for this one. Has the TP to maybe play for something here, but Helef with the better angle. He had the angle advantage on that one. 76 as True Rippers. They won this round out of absolutely nowhere. They had no business winning this round. And you can see why, Ahana. You never let the B side be played on a retake. As soon as you try to retake the B side, you get put in a situation like this.
Exactly. I mean, you do not want to be caught off guard on that one because, again, being on retake, there wasn't enough room for the defenders to enter from. There's one single angle to walk in from if you're coming in from site A, and that angle was being watched very carefully by the players of True Ripper. Even after being on a two-man disadvantage, True Rippers were able to squeeze in the round, and they have done it beautifully. Let's see how they continue on this. This time, the weaponry advantage is definitely going to help them quite a bit. And I'm not seeing any force coming in from the side of Aster Army either, because again, they are on a very close enough, score line, so they don't have to take that risk. And they can easily try and manage things on the next one. But they do have to very essentially disrupt the economy of True Rippers on this one.
This is a slow one now. Mr. Army, they know that they did botch up that last particular round, but here it could be a bit more different. Because it seems as though True Rippers, they're giving them a lot more respect than they really deserve here. And that's a good thing. True Rippers, they do not want to lose out on this eco. They're expecting a couple of Sheriffs to be the problem. Nade comes out as Rio, run and gun, not really getting the hit that they would have wanted. Coley with the jump out from the teleporter with the shorty, didn't really find a catch of his own. So Aster Army, left. 2 bodies already gone. And 1 more inside of the teleporter. Vivor maybe playing a dangerous game out here with such low HP, but who am I to judge? He has the confidence to take this fight and probably even walk away with the kill.
Most probably, yeah, he's running with the Bulldog. He might be able to do it. Disrupt gets another one, and I think this is about time that we see Vibor getting the regrowth. But well, no investment on that just yet. Now it's a 1v5. They don't even care anymore. A flawless anti-eco? That's exactly what teams want, and that's exactly what True Rippers have gotten for themselves.
Yeah, and a lot of the members didn't even take any damage in this round. This is pretty much the best anti-eco round that you can go for here. This is honestly the best anti-eco round that you could hope for. And this is very rare, mind you. It's not always probable for a team, especially in the professional level, to just walk away without anyone dying in these anti-ecos, or at the bare minimum, having like 1 player die is a must. And the fact that Aster Army didn't even get a single bit of an advantage, not really the best of ecos, so they have to win this round. It is very paramount that they do, because their economy is in the dumpsters. They needed those skills to, at the bare minimum, bolster their ultimate economy as well. They didn't even farm any of these ult orbs, Anna. That's the biggest problem here.
Exactly. They are running low on many things, but well, numbers are not going to be one of them, because the trades will come in, and now Aster Army, capitalizing on that frag after frag game, are going in for a 2v3, but the plant is not there, the spike is not in hand, and the site control isn't either. Now, even with numbers advantage, it's very difficult for True Rippers to go ahead and get this
last player standing.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Techno with just a stinger. Long range, that weapon is extremely difficult to control. 8-7 on the scorecards, but I think that the members of True Rippers, they're fine with it, especially with the weaponry that they did have. It's a slight bit questionable that the Sky opted to go towards Showers when he should have lurked up in towards U-Haul with the Viper, because he had a stinger, he could have held it better, but who am I to judge? Maybe there was a slight bit of miscommunication when it comes down to which players wanted to hold which gun. So overall, I would say it's completely fine. True Rippers, they still do have the advantage under the bag. So for now...
Early advantage for Disrupt already, and with that, he has taken out all the smokes that Astra Army can have that could help delay the push coming in from the side of True Rippers. A couple were already deployed. They do have to wait for those to go away before they can actually march in, but it's about time that they can find the opening that they wanted.
It's gonna be quite interesting, I would say, overall, as Levi. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. That has got to hurt. You lost your Viper. That's the biggest linchpin for your entire team. Now, without that Viper anymore, you're just stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you have nowhere to run. This defense has just gotten even harder as True Rippers. They have the opening that they were hoping for, and Rio, he needs to be the rock for his team. Good for a kill,
Oh
baby.
no.
Just one, but Rio got absolutely nothing. And oh god, it's a B-side
30
retake. And
seconds
you know
left.
what happens here, Ahana? This
Nothing.
retake is not gonna. This retake is not gonna happen.
Exactly.
I have nightmares about this each and every night. Whenever I play Bind, if I get put on a retake duty for me, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna save my gun. I'm not playing this game anymore.
Well, they're listening to you. They're doing the same thing. They're saving their weapons because this they know is not possible. Going 2v4 against True Rippers on a retake for Site B is something they're withdrawing from, and now just sitting and chilling on Site A till the game is done for, walking in onto a 9-7.
I think that's the biggest gripe for a lot of people whenever they play the map of Bind, and I've seen a lot of professional teams as well. You know that the B side is one of those particular sides that even in professional levels of play, even if there are 5 ultimates online on the enemy team and they are rushing B with those 5 ultimates, professional players will not leave the side. They will stay inside of the side, they will fight the players who are running in, but they will never opt to go in for a retake. That is how difficult it is to try and hold B. And if you lose it, then you pretty much lose out the round guaranteed. And there are certain situations, of course, you can pull off a miracle, but those miracles only happen if your opponents make a mistake.
There.
And I want to
True.
see the members of Aster Army just bolster up their defense towards B a little bit more. I don't understand why they're sending 3 people towards A, because this side is very much retakeable. Plus, if you have showers control, you don't have much more to worry about.
That's true. And holding on to Shark's control does not even require as much man force as they are putting up onto Site A. Talking about Site B, they're still trying to just keep a delusion into the minds of True Rippers that we are still present here. We're gonna hold you off, but it's not working out because once True Rippers start marching in, we can always see Astra Army just falling back all the way. They're still not understanding. They're still falling back. This time, well, the rotation did come in early, but this frag is going to give a lot of confidence to the players of True Rippers because not only it will pull out rotation from the side of Astra Army as well, but also give them an easy entry into the site. Lurking up all the way towards U-Hall, they have a lot of control of areas that really require to be, positioned for the attackers to actually go in for the plant. Oh, the molly missed.
It's tough. Like, come on. You can't always be pitch perfect, right? Certain players,
You
they're
have
going to
to
have a
be.
tough one, and I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Look at the scoreline. Look at the scoreline,
Alright.
Ahana. You have to give them a
Okay,
chance,
yeah.
right? Think about it.
Got it.
Think about it. That's a lot
With
of
you on
pressure.
it.
10-7. And for Acer Army, I don't know what else to tell them. They're just being completely corralled. They're giving up so much control early on, and they are not pushing anywhere. I want to see them take some initiative. You need to go somewhere with this. You need to gain information. If you don't gain anything, you're just going to be stuck on an island. And that's exactly what's happening to them.
Oh no. True Rippers, they are just giving no breathing room to Astra Army players anymore. Once the sides swapped, even after running a defensive composition, the team is just marching out on the attacking side. And well, Astra Army going in for a timeout, I think it was required a lot. A lot at this point.
It's just such a tough one. Levi taking this pause, and this is warranted. They need to try and figure something out because even I'm lost for words. I'm trying to think about what exactly Acer Army could do, but unless they try to take a little bit more initiative of their own, try to force out of angles, these youngsters, they're just in a tough position. They need to try and calm themselves down. I think the nerves are getting to them and they're giving up on a lot of these corners. They're not expecting these early fights. Or if you want to do something like this, then just TP from the side of showers or maybe send a sky flash to gain some information. Utilize your utility a lot more often. You have recyclable utility on that sky. I understand that you don't want to use it early on, but you already know that if you don't have this information and if the members of True Rippers have full control, you are not going to be able to do anything. And I do believe after this pause, the members of Acer Army have gotten an opportunity to try and rethink things through. And it seems as though True Rippers, they want to go in for a rush, and this rush is going to be heading straight towards the side of Showers. And there's absolutely no control being established for Showers just yet, and Doxer with this to the force could just be the deciding factor for Acer Army, and they need this round. If they don't get it, 11-7 is on the scorecards and a massive economic deficit.
I've got your trail.
Let's see how it turns around. As of now, it seems like this ultimate is definitely gonna be wasted. Disrupt might not have any value to this. Neither is he able to create any spacing for himself because the Molly has held the team back, but the frags are coming in from both the sides. It's a 2-for-2. And now Kohli comes in to change the numbers. Aster Army finally seems like they might be in a position to get themselves around, but look at the plant coming in from the side of Helif. He's literally running towards side B, and again, side B is being put onto a retake.
Oh, Rio, he's just gonna get caught out in the open. This is a tough one. Doxer! When we're looking at buddy, you know he's gonna be on the top side. Doxer. You can't give up situations like this, and you also gave him an orbital strike. Ahana. I don't know what else to say.
B-side, don't retake. Got it. I'm gonna
It's
keep
not the
that one in
B-side
mind.
retake. It's not the retakes anymore. This is just an unfortunate situation and a half. This Helif, it's okay. I honestly thought that there was a chance Kohli could have gotten away with it, but the ping came up on the radar and Helif just needed to spam it. This is difficult to try and answer.
That is true. But yeah, I mean, it was not a winnable situation for True Rippers, but then Helif just goes ahead and he's like, you know what? Screw everything. I'm just gonna switch sides with 2v3 situation in which my partner is not even gonna follow me along on this. In the last few moments, he goes in for the plant and then Techno is like, okay, you can play timing. I'm gonna play it better with you, Rio. Come out of the teleportal. Just settles everything from that frag itself. Beautiful.
Poison's off.
I need an answer from here on out. Levi opted for the jump spots here already. Wants to see if he can catch out DM. An attack side operator. A little bit interesting as DM. Wants to be a slight bit aggressive to maybe find a catch for himself, but I do believe that if we can get the scorecards on board, I want to see the scoreboard to see exactly what the situation is like overall for the Alto Orb economy. Because I do believe that the race out for Acer Army should be coming online soon enough. If he... No, not yet. He already used it. Never mind. In that last round, where did he use it?
In the beginning
Right, probably
itself.
missed it out completely.
And it didn't work
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, when did he use it?
He tried to use it, attempted. Didn't work out because the Molly stopped him. But like, yeah, this time around, there's a lot of control that True Rippers has, specifically in the U-halls, which is one of the
30
crucial
seconds
areas
left.
to hold. But the numbers are dropping one after the other. Making sure that the numbers can always been brought back up is going to be important, but Kohli's position is going to be unsuspected.
Spike down
Oh, Kishi.
Kishi. Kishi, you're doing something fishy. And now Disrupt is gonna break through it. But Kohli again. As I was saying, his position was gonna be very unsuspected. And he made good on it.
True. Absolutely beautiful in that regard. The way that Kishi played that round out, his movement was just perfect. There is no way anyone can try and shoot him when he's 80 strafing like that. And with an 11-8 scoreline, the members of True Rippers, they're still in a comfortable spot overall when it comes to the economy, but DM, he kind of took a hit overall. The True to Force is still available, but if True Rippers lose this round, that's going to hurt them overall just a slight bit, but in the grand scheme of things, they still have one more bite to play with.
So that both the Vipers just putting up the pits one inside the other, making it hell lot of difficult for everyone. However, the problem is that the commitment is going towards Site B, and it seems like Aster Army is not completely aware. However, getting this frag is going to help them quite a lot. The hookah control had to come in before the Octagon was taken over.
They spread themselves out so much here, and I don't understand why. I'm left scratching my head a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, I understand they wanted the B-long control. They wanted to see if the 2 to 4s can work themselves a pick, but you know you just gave your operator away, right? You lost your operator, and Doxer has it in his hands, and he never mind. He doesn't have it anymore. 2 frags just came out of absolutely nowhere, and now Kishi's in towards the side. This is going to be a clean one. Kishi's already walked in, but the boom one gets the catch. Over under 1, needs to find the timing here. Helef, good for the first kill, good for the secondary 2. But with 2 HP only, Helef, this is an impossible task. He has no idea where the Viper is. Levi could be anywhere. But Helef, he's going to take the gamble, and he's going to make a run for it all the way towards the A side. This is beautiful. Helef, he has the game sense to make this happen.
He is so smart. Like every single time when he's stuck in a position where the fight is difficult, he forces the other person to take the fight. He doesn't know the position of the Viper, so he made sure that the Viper has to reveal herself instead of Helef having to go and look for her. Beautifully done.
This is such a
now
clean
he
idea.
knows.
I don't think Levi knows. This is not a clearable angle. No one will clear this.
Wow. Helef is so sneaky. So sneaky. This was not possible, and I have no idea how Helef did it, but he did great. Through the orbital strike, man.
And Helef played this beautifully. This position is something that no player will clear. Why would anyone clear behind double box? There's no reason for it.
Exactly.
And Helef, understanding it, he just had the perfect angle. Normally, whenever a player plans towards the back end of site, you want to play towards maybe U-Halls, maybe inside of Heaven, but Helef's like, no, I'm going to play in the most awkward off angle that no one is going to clear. And he just got away with it. 2 HP and a dream, and Helef got that clutch with the triple kill. And he's one step closer to the orbital strike, mind you. That orbital strike coming online is going to be the biggest game changer. And they're just waiting for it. Disrupt. Oh, that's rough. That is tough.
Well, the regrowth has been used on Disrupt twice now, and that's about it. No more HP will be delivered to anyone going forward from here. But being on the numbers disadvantage, True Rippers might find it slightly harder. Seekers has come in. The information has been relayed by knowing that the ultimate from the side of Aster Army has already been used. They can now easily find themselves towards Site A without the bother of finding Seekers in the way and revealing their positions to it.
"30 seconds left."
It's going to be a little bit of a slow approach.
That's true, but the time is ticking out
25
now.
seconds. I agree. They need to pick up the pace soon, but Doxer, he's the only one holding down over towards the side of Showers, and the Showers take... Oh, God. If... And only if Vibor just walks straight in, he's going to be able to get a free frag out of this one. They need to get the spike plan down soon enough, but the spam's coming in, and Vibor is all the way in towards the back. The positions are up, and Vibor just gets a free frag over onto another Deathtrump with another kill, and Helef in the back to kill the last player on short. 13-8 as True Rippers. They bring back this game from a massive deficit. Don't forget, when it was on the attacking side, both of these teams just outshone each other. The defensive end is supposed to be easier for this map with this composition, but the attack is simpler. I don't know what's going on. This doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It does not at all. It's individual brilliance coming in from the side of True Rippers, and specifically from the side of Disrupt and Helef. They have been so crucial to this victory, the way they've played, and in the last round, the way Vibhor just walked in right on time. He made sure he was waiting right outside showers. He waited till the whole team started creating chaos inside the site before he actually started moving in. And by then, Doxer had already given up on that angle. Same thing happened with Kohli, but Kohli just got caught because he was single handedly trying to hold on to the game while four players were waiting for him. Even if he got one, he was going to be taken down after that. And that's exactly what happened.
It's just an impossible situation for any of the members of Acer Army to try and bring themselves back from. Initially, I gave these youngsters the benefit of the doubt, but the experience that True Rippers had under their back just came in so handy. They were able to mentally reset themselves without even taking a pause. And that's the big thing. They know how to adapt. They know how to learn to different situations. And from what I could see, the members of Acer Army, they were just trying to bang their heads against the iron wall and see if their aim will be able to carry them forward. I didn't see them even push out of B-long once. Where were these pushes at all? They were not trying to take heavy control towards showers. There was no B-long control whatsoever. Nothing was working. And I don't understand why they were not opting for maybe a bit more, I would say, aggressive control, because their defensive side was so weak and so one-dimensional that no wonder True Rippers found so many traps in. And look at True Ripper's defense. Like, you can see from the highlights alone, they were in your face all the time.
That is true. It does seem like True Rippers just wanted to go ahead, be aggressive, even after being on a deficit of rounds, even after being on a deficit of players. They just kept marching forward. They did not show any fear at all whatsoever. And that kind of put Aster Army in a place where they weren't confident enough to go ahead and take the fights themselves. They were trying to wait in on the fights to come to them. And in that situation, they lost multiple B rounds. And when it came to Site A, they were just unexpected, the positions that True Rippers were holding.
Especially in that last round, it just came down to them not having any information. True Rippers, they had the entire map for themselves. Literally. Like, there was not a single extremity being pushed. And Acer Army, they were just waiting inside of the site. They're like, okay, come to us. The door-to-door salesman knocks on the door and they open the door without even checking if it's an intruder. That's how bad this was right at the very end. And you have to say it like that. I don't know what went wrong with Acer Army, but they started off beautifully. They had the confidence, they had the aim, and the Viper was doing wonders. But what happened to them right up at the very end of this? You needed to push up. You needed to try and take a risk. I know you want to play it safe, but in a 12-8 scoreline, it's either go big or go home. And this first initial map, they were the ones being sent home.
That's true. They did get sent home for the first map, but the second one might change things for them a little bit. But then again, it being Lotus does give me very little hope. So let's see. Let's see how it turns out. I was hoping for much more closer games today. It did go close in the first half, but the second half just went all in the favor of True Rippers without any problem at all whatsoever. And it seems like True Rippers have found themselves exactly what they needed and they wanted.
They wanted this to play out in the way that they were hoping for, but this first initial map really just didn't bear any fruit for them. And as we're going to be heading on over to map number 2, I don't know how good the odds are going to be, with because with Lotus being the second map where utility usage is even more crucial and more important and map control is paramount, if Acer Army just completely frees up on the map of Bind, which is a lot more simpler to gain map control because of those teleporters, what are they going to do when it comes to Lotus? I want to see them go for a full mental reset and just come back with a game plan here. Because I think even though they took the pause to just calm those nerves and not really think of a plan. This is going to be tough. If this is what's going to happen moving over to the map of Lotus, we could be looking at a possible 2-0 with True Rippers walking away with the bag, but only if Acer Army, they don't come forward with a completely different strategy and a different mindset as well.
Exactly. Just as you mentioned on Lotus, it's going to be very important to get the map control. Specifically, being on the defensive side, you would have to make sure that you walk into the attacking side with numbers advantage in rounds form. because you want extra rounds in your pocket towards the defensive side, which is very difficult again. So I just hope that Esther Army is able to find themselves something to go around with, because on the attacking side, on Lotus rotating becomes very easy, that one single killjoy turret is able to watch out for all the three sides, any of the backstabs that are coming in. You have to make sure that you are able to gain as much map control as possible, with so much risk already involved when it comes to a three-sided map. And mind you, both the maps that remain are going to be three-sided. Map control will be very essential in both of them.
That's a guarantee here. It's just so many problems just culminated one on top of the other, and it's kind of tough. It really is when you think about how the members of Acer Army really just dropped the bag on this one. There's a lot of flaws in most of their strategies, and you could see they took a lot of like a lot of individual plays that really just didn't work out for them, and some of the players just took a lot more of the pressure on themselves. Hopefully they alleviate this, talk it through with each other, and just huddle up a little bit and bring themselves back in towards the game. And while they do so, we're going to be heading on down over into a short little break, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to grab your popcorn, because we're going to be right back in 5 or 10 minutes. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the India Predator League 2024 by Acer. It's going to be your boy Requesta back on the hot seat again with Ahana on my side. The first initial map was a 13-8 victory for the side of True Rippers, and the biggest question mark in my eyes of what exactly went wrong for the members of Acer Army, because I don't really understand, as they had such a good start, but as soon as the ending came through, it just fell apart.
It did, it sure did. And well, you can see the number of frags that have come in from the players of Aster Army does dictate how badly they were bit by the True Rippers virus towards the second half. They just kept on marching forward once entering into the second half. They only gave 2 rounds in the whole half to Aster Army, and one of them was literally a huge weaponry disadvantage round.
Yeah. For me, in my opinion, it's going to be a pretty interesting take on what this second map is going to hold for us. For Acer Army in particular, Lotus is going to be decently difficult for them to even get a proper hold of here. For me personally, I do believe that the Fade getting picked up for Acer Army will give them a little bit of a leeway, but a solo Fade on this map after the nerfs? I don't know
Exactly
how this is
what I
pan
was
out for
thinking.
them.
Yeah, me too. I prefer Sky a lot more on this map, specifically because of the way she's able to give control of C Mount by using the flashes going in, making sure that the areas are cleared and there is enough opportunity for team to march in towards the attacking side specifically, and towards the defensive side, making sure that you are able to use your flashes on your control in your way is pretty optimal. But well, paranoia is going to be the only other thing that can help out, but then you get only one of it all through. So I don't think this is looking any easy for Aster Army going in with Fade, but let's see if they're going to be able to turn this around, because the
Select
rest
your
of the
agent.
composition still is slightly questionable, because it's double controller coming in from the side of Aster Army and double initiator from the side of True Rippers.
Very much a very interesting take overall for both of these squads, but I'm loving the way that True Rippers are playing out their comp, but that Viper pickup is going to be what's the biggest question mark in my opinion. The Viper, yes, of course, it's going to get a lot of value, but if you don't have a Sky to play with, it's just tough. You don't have a flash, you try and even entry onto any of these positions. I understand why they picked up the Viper, but without a Sky to try and maybe utilize those walls and go in for pop flashes, what's the game plan here for Acer Army? Because this is a composition that doesn't really have any synergy, in my opinion, at the bare minimum. Maybe the team knows better because I haven't seen them play it, but it just doesn't make sense.
Oh. It really does not. Even the Viper wall right now does not make a lot of sense to me, considering the play style of Aster Army. There's very little coordination that we've seen so far. Merging abilities of two agents together is something I've not seen much happening from the side of Aster Army either. So, considering all of that, it seems like trying to put that wall up on A without being on a lurking position kind of does not give them enough opportunity to try and invade the site. But let's see. Even the turret is in a position where it will only watch one single site. What? Okay. Okay, it is.
Nightmare's open.
It's just going to be difficult, I would say. Kishi, immediate with the first initial kill. That's perfect for him. But they're looking for more, Doxer!
Wow.
No one saw that. Don't worry, Doxer. It's not on stream. No one got this, and before he is going to get manhandled here. Good for one kill at the bare minimum. He takes it down to a 3 versus 3, and this looks to be quite competitive from both sides, but what happened to the attackers? They ran all the way from B, went into spawn, turned it around, and then they got the spike plant down. This was a very interesting round. They literally went around the world in 80 days and then came back towards A.
They did. Having DM King cleared out is gonna give them a little more opportunity, because it was really tough for this side of Aster Army Race to actually find a way in. Now that that is cleared, they can have all 3 of their players trying to put up a position that can help stick to the plant. The retake does not really look possible right now.
Last
Never
player
mind.
standing.
Time is running out.
One enemy remaining.
And it's done for.
Yeah, this is just done and dusted here. True Rippers, they just didn't get any form of a opening for them to even get something done. This is tough. I'm trying to think of a situation where True Rippers could, at the bare minimum, try and figure this one out. But this last round was purely the members of Aster Army having all the map control and then playing together as a squad. This is tough for them, but I would say True Rippers now, they're given the opportunity to try and rethink a couple of their strats here. They got a first taste of what Acer Army are really capable of here, but for now, this early aggression really seems to be working, and I love the fact that True Rippers are constantly trying to evolve and they're gaining map control out of this. They do get a little bit of a consolation prize with that ult point, but it did cost them a little bit of chip damage.
Sure did. And here, Aster Army being able to secure another round is going to be slightly easier than that for True Rippers because, again, the weaponry on Aster Army looks much better. However, being able to hold on to this weaponry is going to be super crucial because I did see a couple of Vandals and Phantoms coming in the mix as well. Vibhor with that classic fighting against Kishi is going to be slightly difficult. Let's see. No nano swarms either yet. Oh.
Okay, Kishi. Just doubly keying their way in towards the side. They're gonna be able to get that full control, and the seaside right foot picking, they can hold down the lines. It's Kishi in a tough spot, not gonna be able to get anything more than one there.
Nice.
But all the members of Acer Army, they're able to get out of the side and immediately run on back.
30 seconds
They have B completely open, and because the spike plant didn't go down, with only one weapon given away, the members of True Rippers, they don't really have the opportunity to maybe take away this round, but cause a good chunk of damage if that Vandal is able to find some value.
Absolutely. Let's see how they're gonna utilize this weapon that they have so very well recovered. They are able to find another frag for themselves, but the numbers stay the same because
remaining.
it's still a hard fight.
Oh, he threw away the Vandal.
Goodness.
Oh wait, no! He can't get it! Poor Kohli!
Goodness.
Oh, that is just sad.
Economy disrupted. I mean, this was the goal, right? True Rippers just wanted to make sure that at least 3 weapons were dropped, and they were able to do that. They did drop a couple of weapons, but the third player did not even have an investment, so it wasn't really going to change the things around anymore either. They're close enough to the goal.
That's just a sad story and a half, though, right at the very end. Poor old Kohli. Another opportunity for the members of TR to get full control here, though. Very amounts of early aggression towards this A side line. You can hold for a little while longer, I would say, as True Rippers. They have the control, but they gave it up pretty early. It's DM. He's just jingling around the back end of this. He wants to see if he can find that first bout of information as DM gets the catch, and he's going to run all the way back in towards side. He does have the nade to slow them down if they opt for a full-on push. But the real question is, True Rippers, they're playing much more towards the extremities of B and towards C. If an A-side rush comes, they need to be very quick here with their own utility timings.
Also, the alarm bot and the turret are going to make sure that nobody can pass in from the backside until Killjoy is taken care of. But DM King and Disrupt, these two players have been very strong on their firepower. And with Helef in the mix, it's literally Fade left alone to fend for herself. Rio.
30 seconds
I don't
left.
think this is going to be easy. Vibhor again in with a Phantom this time around. Gotta make sure that the frag can be acquired.
Catch
The
them.
information is relayed.
Still waiting.
Oh no. Nicely done. He was stuck in the utility, so he made sure that he put up his own in the way to make sure that Rio could be held off for a second. And in the meanwhile, the call went in, the frag came in, and then the round goes towards True Rippers as expected.
Yeah, there's not really much that you can do there. True Rippers, better weapons overall and much more control. As pretty much the hold was simultaneous and they were able to play things out together. For Acer Army though on the other side, they wanted to maybe just try to slow things down a little bit, catch out a couple of over-aggressive players, but True Rippers didn't give them any space to play around with. Overall, though,
I got the spike.
I would say True Rippers, they are in a decent spot, but DM King now getting spotted. No one's really trying to even aggress onto him. They are respecting him like a pig. With Kishi now with the showstopper running in towards this A-lane sideline. He's probably gonna get the catch, but this Rolling Thunder completely puts a damper on his plans. And Techno, he walks away with the burner. He's probably gonna be able to get another kill out of it. The paranoia was beautiful. And this B-side rush gets put to a complete halt here, Ahana.
Well, it sure is coming to a halt. But well, the players are trying to go in towards B again. The spike is rotating in, and I think they're going towards site A with that. And on site A, the good news is it's only DM King in there, but the bad news is it is DM King that is in there.
Don't want to face off against this man, but still, regardless, they have a hold for it. And with Coley getting another kill towards the face of Techno, it looks to be good as Disrupt. Looking for another angle of his own. Swing out is perfect, but still the spray! It connects. Pelef, he probably expected Coley to die, but it just didn't work out the way that they would have wanted here. It's True Rippers.
Spike
They have 3 members still alive for this retake, but it's not going to be an easy one at that.
Not easy at all. They do have all the 3 angles covered up, but walking in is gonna be very crucial, and that too on time. Rio's angle is gonna be super unexpected, and being able to fight that will be slightly difficult.
destroyed.
Specifically for Helif, the Dark Core will hold off Doxer for a second, and now Doxer has given up his position. Helif in a position to get it hold of Rio will find the frag, and now it's a 1v3. The defusal kill happened.
Right now. So
And
funny.
easy peasy taken care of by Helif with the 3 frags that came in, and there is ample amount of time for him to get done with this.
And this was just perfect early on in the round as well. That Rolling Thunder from Disrupt was just beautiful. The showstopper came in, yes, but as soon as Kishi tried to run in and kill that Sky when the dog came through, the fact that that Rolling Thunder threw off the aim of the rocket launcher just was the biggest portion of that play. For True Rippers, they're gonna be happy with this one. Another chance for DM to go in for his own play though here. Showstopper of his own, and he can go in as aggressive as he possibly wants. And with this early control towards A being established once again, the members of True Rippers, they're trying to play maybe towards the other end, sorry, not True Rippers, Aster Army, they're going to try to play towards C to see exactly what they can find here.
There.
Timing is everything for them, and with this Nightfall, they should have a free side to play with.
Well, LF is trying to make sure that he gets some frags. His trigger discipline, however, will help Vibhor just a little bit. Vibhor is unable to fight off Kishi though, and Kishi will be able to find 3 and 4 and ready for the 5th with the showstopper already in the hands of DM King. It can be slightly difficult, but I don't think he's gonna invest just yet. Kishi's HP is very low though, and that's what DM King and can hope and pray on.
Oh,
He gets the first.
he
Just
already
was
knows.
not fortunate.
He does know that
He's creating
Kishi's
a
at like
lot
1
of
HP.
space.
But I don't think he's expecting Kishi to be all the way towards spawn. Yep,
Oh,
he's gonna
nice.
find him. And an insult to injury is also gonna be the headshot. DM King, he doesn't miss those. 3-2 as True Rippers. The control is present and they know how to play this one through. But maybe a little bit too close, and the fact that DM had to invest that showstopper as well, he's personally not gonna like that one, because that ultimate was used to try and secure the round, not really gain any space. This next round, they're gonna be a lot more weaker because of it.
Help a girl out, would ya?
Well, True Rippers have found themselves a lead again, and it seems like they might be able to capitalize on it, considering they have From the Shadows and Seekers both available. Being on the defensive side on a 3-sided map from the Shadows can work out as an expensive recon, and you can derive a lot of information. But for that, you first have to wait for the attackers to choose what they want to do. And being on the pace controlling side of the map, Aster Army can find themselves in a much easier position, plus getting frags on top of that. This Guardian is a Guardian Angel nonetheless.
So much value to play with here. TM King just casually walks out. Good for a kill, but doesn't really get caught out here, as we do see Techno in such a difficult spot, but he still gets a kill out of it? Wait, what? Levi gets now dropped. And True Rippers, yeah, of course, they're in a pretty big disadvantage, but Vivor, he has the timing for this one. Could just walk out and get a kill over towards the players trying to run themselves out. Tree. But it all depends on if Vivor gets the perfect timing for this one. No one's really entering the side just yet. And Vivor, he doesn't miss those shots. He finds a good catch, and he has a turret to hold down the line. As soon as this turret gets that first initial bit of contact, he's just going to swing out and maybe find a kill here. It's all up to Disrupt and Vivor. Disrupt still has a flash to play with, and this is massive. He can easily go in for a flash and set up Vivor for a beautiful kill, or even go for a kill of his own. Timing is key, as both sides are on a Mexican standoff.
Well, this is not really looking good for the side of Aster Army. Another frag will flow in, and even though it's a retake scenario, Rio is going to be in a difficult situation this time around. Playing with timing won't work out this time. He will be
Vibor
pushed, will be taken down. And Vibor gets his lockdown as well.
Not your day.
That was a beautiful shot from Vibor. Just knew the angle, he knew how to take that fight. For True Rippers, a tough position overall to be in, but for now, let's just give an opportunity for Aster Army to get a little bit more of a foothold, I would say. But with this Killjoy lockdown now being present in the hands of Vibor, it doesn't really bode that well. And Rio, rightfully so, just took this pause to try and figure out a plan for his team, because currently, with so many ultimates online for Aster Army, they have that opportunity to go for a full-scale rush if they chose to do so. But I think they need to try and, first of all, bait out that Killjoy lockdown and see if that Sky pops out the Seekers. This round for them should be utilized to gain some form of an advantage based upon utility before going in for an execution. Normally, I'm not an advocate for the 30-second execution strategy, but here, there's a good chance that if you execute at that 30-second margin with the ultimates that you have, you'll find a lot more of an easier time here to play into this round.
Absolutely. In that 30-second time period, if you use your ultimate right, you are going to be able to create so much chaos that True Rippers might not even be able to wrap their heads around the round until it's already done for. So that's one way for Aster Army to come back into a position where they can start climbing the lead mountain. But as of now, they don't even have enough economy to go for a completely favorable buy. They are still running in with one Bulldog alongside the remaining assault rifles.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Ishi used the two satchels to gain a lot of early aggressive control. And it seems like the members of Aster Army, they're just opting for a full-scale rush. They're not waiting for anything but look towards the back. There's 3 players now coming in towards the back, and this turret has not spotted out anything. They're not going to expect this, and if the members of the defense get a proper timing for this, this is going to be massive here, Ahana.
Absolutely, this 3-player backstab might really be the key with which True Rippers can find themselves the frags, and Vibor, his position was so good. So good, and he also found the right timing. Now it's a 2v5 retake scenario in which True Rippers are going to be much happier to go for the fights.
Oh, bad situation with Kishi dodging out the fault lines. Not going to be able to dodge out the Skydog though. Trailblazer gets the catch on towards him, and now Doxer stuck in towards the back end of the side. He still hasn't done the plan, and Techno, Crosshairs trained and ready, gets the final bullet to the head as a 5-2 scoreline already found out. And the biggest form factor for all of this was they used the Killjoy lockdown to try and take over the site, and it didn't give them anything. Now Aster Army, they're stuck in a situation where they do have Into the Shadows and of course the Ray's ultimate to play around with, but that showstopper is not going to give you that big of an edge just yet. Because you need to first establish some form of a control.
Exactly, being able to control the area was necessary, and that could only be done with Viper Spit and Lockdown. There was a counter lockdown available to True Rippers. They did not even have to use it. That lockdown could not even revive the other one. But well, with the showstopper, they do find a little bit of value. They get the numbers advantage, but that's about it. Vibor though, this is gonna be a fight that he can win, and he will. Now comes
and he has a lockdown of his own.
Yep.
Oh, that's just gonna be an instant entry
Oh,
towards
no,
the other
Levi.
side. But Levi, he just jumps out and gets a kill on him before. Okay, never mind. This is gonna be a lot more easier for the side of AA. Mr. Army there in a
DM
beautiful
is ready
spot
for
that
the
DM
frag.
King needs to find the shot.
enemy
He's gonna be able to get it. Looking for another one. Techno too cold. He is actually cold with his aim. And now Doxer looking for a frag, looking for the double here. Techno, he can easily hold down the half, but Doxer's not gonna give it to him.
Oh.
Swing out's gonna be perfect, and with
Oh my
only
genius
5 HP, he
doesn't stop
survives. Eastern Army. That was a little bit too close for comfort, but don't forget, this was an eco round for them. And they won it out beautifully.
Well, they did sure get themselves a great victory in this one. Pretty commendable nonetheless. If they lost this one, they would literally be on the verge of losing another in the flow itself. It would go to a 7-2, but they have saved it by bringing it to a 5-3 instead. Nicely done. This was really brilliant the way Killjoy from the side of West Army has played.
Another opportunity for True Rippers to extend this lead even further. Levi is expecting the jump spot, but no one's really giving it to him. Techno has the Trailblazer present, and DM King, the crosshair placement. Gorgeous as always. It's a free frag over onto Levi, and that's your lurker down. Your A-side take put to a complete halt. And the fact that True Rippers got that information that the kill came through, that instantly means that, hey, we can rotate, but for Aster Army, that is pretty much what they were hoping for. Because now with Cody all the way in towards this A side, now playing from drop, he has all the information in the entire world and can easily cut off the rotations as well. No one's gonna expect him here. And Cody is looking for a play here, opting to go and push all the way in towards the top side of hell. He has the angle, and DM King, he's not gonna expect it.
Well, Kohli did find his frag, but now he did have to go ahead and leave his position, making him stuck in a very tight corner. Being able to fight from here is going to be difficult. However, the Dark Cover will help a little bit.
Placing sentry.
Kishi can be dangerous, and he is. He gets a frag, but Vibhor falls back in, and now the numbers are in the favor of True Rippers, but the time is ticking. They need to do whatever they want to do as quickly as possible. Another frag comes in. It's a 1v2. The turret has given up information, but Doxer has to be dealt with, and the plant has to be stuck. The defusal will happen, the frag will come in, Disrupt will be able to make sure that True Rippers get another round.
This is just beautiful in each and every regard. The way that True Rippers played this one through. They had the control, they played it slow, and the main thing is they always played for the trades. That is what the biggest difference maker was right at the end of the day, that Easter Army, they were a little bit too disjointed when it came down to their attack side pushes. They got caught out in the open. Levi, I understand you want to play it aggressively. You want to see if you can find a kill towards A, but you need to play things a lot more defensively. When you know they have a Sky, you don't have a choice to break out a utility like that. You need to respect it and give them the space because you're alone. And as soon as True Rippers get that man advantage, it seems to be an instantaneous win for them because their trade game has just been better in comparison to Acer Army.
True that. True Rippers, even after being in disadvantage, has been able to come back up whenever they have been in a situation. This time around though, it's a very slow approach coming in from the side of Acer Army, keeping True Rippers worried of which side will be hit. And that creates a lot of panic for the defenders, specifically on 3-sided maps. Now that the wall has gone up, they kinda expect a push.
Face your fear!
But with all the fakes, they are rotating towards site B.
This is gonna be another bad one for them to try and run into here. Acer Army, I don't think they're expecting this play to come in from Disrupt. It's not gonna get caught out by the Seas, so just wait this one through. As soon as the spike line goes down, it's gonna be an instantaneous push. Just this is beautiful. Rio with the double kill. Wait, Rio just flicked and got two.
Yep. That too with a
Aim is the game for this man. Yep, aim is the game for this man. And Rio, there's a reason why you call him the Wild West, because now he's probably gonna be doing some more here and towards the side. The plant is right around the corner, and the members of Acer Army, they got this round out of absolutely nowhere. That was absolutely beautiful. What was the strategy plan for this round? They just walked into the smoke, waited for them to pop out. That was a complete another 50-50. Imagine where they missed the shots. Even if one bullet missed from Rio, they were done for there.
Absolutely. Aster Army literally working on hopes and prayers and blessings right now, and it's still working out for them. However, the difference in the rounds is still going to be something they need to worry about. They have to win every single round from here in the first half to go in with a balanced half. Because being on the attacking side, you want to be on the advantageous side of it because you're supposed to be to begin with. Plus, you're going in with a double duelist, double controller setup. You're an attack favored lineup. This composition is supposed to work out in this half. Sorry, it's single duelist, double controller. My bad.
Otis still heavily favors the attack side when you think about it overall, right? But with Acer Army's strategy, they're relying a lot more on their gunfights, and that's what the main problem is like. Normally, you will always say that, hey, when it comes down to Lotus, the attack side always has the advantage because, come on, it's 3 sides, you have a lot to play around with, but without a flash, your Viper just becomes a little bit obsolete. Because now, they can just walk behind your Viper smokes, and that's exactly what the members of True Rippers are doing. They're disrespecting this Viper because they know there is no risk to them. It's just a Prowler, and the Prowler can be broken with 2 hits. And overall, if Acer Army don't really get an advantage from the gunfights that they're taking, they're instantly taken down. But Kohli trying to be a little bit of a danger man out here, looking for even more as Kohli survives, but Helef just way better on the trigger. He does find the trades, and this is a net positive for the members of True Ripper. Even though the A side is being run into here, Vibor, he has a chance to go in for a beautiful timing and disrupt with another play, and it's going to be Vibor coming in from the shadows. Getting another frag. Free control established, but it means nothing to them. As Levi looking for another frag of his own, but gets instantaneously traded. Last player's in towards 3, and they know that information. Swing out from the side, it's going to be Vibor's chance to maybe go for something big, but Rio, regardless with his aim, comes out on top. 7-4 could be on the scorecards here unless Rio makes a huge play, and this push towards spawn could just be the thing that he's hoping to find.
Exactly. However, there is a little bit of suspicion from the side of True Rippers as well. They are expecting Vibor to just change his position, but they do not know where to. Because if you're leaving site A, you could go anywhere, and he's choosing the farthest possibility. Going all the way on to site C, he will be able to put up the plant. It's also on a very weird position compared to the usual one. He will have a lot of opportunity to hold on to this plant. It will have to be a position where True Rippers first get the frag and then go for the defusal. Because if one player is defusing and the other is taking the fight, there's very little opportunity for them to win this because they have zero idea of where Rio will be.
Ahana, I just want to add something. That breach has full utility.
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't use anything.
God, yes.
Oh god, this is gonna need to be a perfect timing coming in from Rio. He needs to find this double kill. Positions need to be great here as Disrupt. He looks away at the very last second and this is over. Rio, he got the clutch of his entire career as Rio. Where do you get stuff like this? How far did you need to dig to try and bring this out of the crowd? Acer Army, you had no business winning this round, but Rio found the timing of his life.
Rio is just amazing when
5-dimensional chess. Yeah.
It is definitely that. I mean, we've seen Rio pull this off in multiple games in Bind as well. He has been able to make sure that he has complete control of the timing and the pacing towards the last fights in the clutch situations, being on the attacking side at least. But this was just too bizarre. This wasn't supposed to be his win. The time was running out, yes, but the fight had to be on point. It was such a loss for True Rippers.
It was. For True Rippers, they want this round badly because they know that last round was just winnable for them, but the timing, everything that they were going in for really just didn't work out. Techno 2 Cole does get the catch over onto Levi. Once again, the Viper takes a back seat. And you can see that the Viper not really having the best of games, and Levi, even though he had so much value in the last round, but last map, sorry, he really isn't getting anything here. Vibor with another kill, and Acer Army already down to 3 players, looking for one more kill, and Helef, he does find that catch too. 7-5 seems to be inevitable, especially with the Killjoy lockdown now online too for Vibor. Even if they do get the spike plant down by a miracle,
One
win it
enemy
out?
remaining.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, this is gonna be a 7-5 as expected. That too with a flawless fashion from the side of True Rippers. Walking into the second half with an advantage, being on the attacking side now, True Rippers are looking like they are in control because being on the attacking side, specifically on a three-sided map, you get a lot of opportunity to control the pace of the whole game. And that's where you can make the other team uncomfortable. Aster Army has to be completely prepared and alert at every single point of time, which looks difficult. Also, Omen and Raze not playing on site A. What is even happening?
It's gonna be interesting, I would say. We want to go for a lot of early aggression towards C. I kind of get that. C and B is their primary entry point, but if True Rippers smell this out, they can easily rush A and get away with something there. But for now, I do think they're just playing A for a full-on retake with the Killjoy utility, and the turret giving that first bout of information that there is a possibility of an A hit. And this breach fault line could just give away that information, but this is so smart TR. They're not really making any form of noise, and they understand that, hey, the A side has to be empty. Why else would a Killjoy play here?
Swarm grenade out.
Oh no. The backstep with these two players coming in from the side of Aster Army might actually be crucial. However, they have turned
Spike
down
planted.
the option themselves. Now they're trying to enter in from site B.
Time to hunt.
This is going to be watched very carefully by the Omen from True Rippers. Helef will find his first. Not ready for the second, but the timing is not caught by Aster Army either. Helef just moves forward to find Rio. And now he has an idea on the position of Kohli as well, but Kohli had to be retraded instantly. Did not happen. DM King focused on Kohli, lost his life to Rio.
Okay.
This is not looking good.
Just started to run in all by themselves. They were... What just happened in this last round? They should have gone in together as a team and tried to retake the side, but they did none of that. They ran in one by one trying to take isolated fights, and they got completely bodied by each and every member of True Rippers. That is a massive disconnect coming in from the members of Aster Army. I understand you were playing the site on a retake, but if you want to play a retake, play as a team. Base level mistakes being made by the members of Aster Army, and that's going to cost them here. They need to fix these mistakes as quickly as possible because it's going to be a 9-5 soon, and double digits is right around the corner. You can't give away stuff like this.
Already on the anti-eco, there is a lot of weaponry advantage that True Rippers are running with. And Aster Army being able to fight this off will already be difficult. They don't have a Sky. They cannot get HP back up on Rio. And Rio is one of the very crucial players in the team. Plus, he is holding the site alone. So, that's another added loss for Aster Army. Oh, wow. Okay, Vibor, I see you. Side C completely under control. The execution is going to be so easy for this one.
The Rippers, they just have full control now. Not really much to worry about here from each of these extremities, and you can see already DM King maybe biting for a bit more than he can chew here if he's not careful, but the pre-fire is beautiful. DM gets a good catch, and they're able to take all the control that they need. Pushing on down all the way in towards Waterfall as DM spots out the last player, and he's also going to be able to get onto him too. Classic failing Kohli on when it came down to the second will at 9-5 with 4 members still alive. This eco round more than successful for Aster Army. They're just trying to pick up a couple of crumbs here to try and survive. Yes, of course, this round's going to be a buy round for them, but with the massive advantage that True Rippers have already established, it will be difficult, but not impossible for Aster Army to maybe pull something off. But I'm really hoping that they try to be a little bit more proactive on their approach, and it seems like that's exactly what they were going to do.
Let's see how this is going to turn around because Aster Army right now does not seem like even has enough economy to go in for a good round. This one is definitely going to be a buy. If they don't win this one, they are again back in the shackles. And the economy on True Rippers, even though they haven't invested, this is going to be the bonus. They have good enough weaponry. That's where things are slightly dicey for Aster Army. Plus a three-sided map. I don't even count the bonus round as a bonus for this one.
The other thing has to be that Acer Army just haven't really been as predominant on a lot of their pushes because they haven't been decisive.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to take a bit more of a chance and maybe gamble something. They're not taking a risk. And I know it's a really harsh, very weird thing to say from time to time, but Valorant is a game where you need to test the limits of your composition and also your opponents. How much can you really get away with? But here, when they're on this 9-5 scoreline, it's warranted that they will be afraid. But they need to try something because look at the rush coming in from the side of True Rippers. They already have control towards A lobby and they cleared out a lot of utility that could be coming in from the Killjoy. C site is now open for them if they want to take it.
Oh, they already found the first frag onto Levi. Losing the Viper, you have lost the control of the wall that's already put up to close off site A and B. Plus, no more mollies either because this team does not have any other molly. Seize is there, but Seize does not even do as much as you would want it to.
She
Wow. That wasn't
just falling
required.
apart here.
One enemy remaining.
I don't know, Anna. They're just falling apart. This is a flawless round coming in from the side of True Rippers, and it's purely on the basis that I understand you are taking aggressive control. You already know that there is no one outside of A main. That basically results in what? There will be a push towards C side. If you want to push C, then don't push towards A. You need to get those defensive lines set up in some way, shape, or form. It just doesn't make any sense. Members of Acer Army, they're being constantly out-fragged because True Rippers, they have the opening to just take whichever fight that they want. They're in the much more comfortable position here. That's what it's really giving them the edge. Here, it looks to be a bit more uncomfortable. A lot of utility being expended towards the C side. They want to run this one down on this eco. They're probably going to be able to get away with a kill or two out here as well.
Well, Levi did find himself the first one, but look at Disrupt getting 3 for his
Last
own.
player standing.
This
You guys?
is just done for. He aces it out. He does.
From absolutely nowhere, Disrupt just came in from down under to get that ace. Beautifully done. And Acer Army, I would like the fact that they took out a little bit more initiative, but maybe on a buy round things could have been a bit more different. But you can tell that they're being diffed when it comes down to the overall composition. Not having a flash on the map of Lotus is just... They're digging their own grave out here. And yeah, this composition has its strengths, but I'm not really seeing those strengths being showcased at all compared to what True Rippers are doing.
Oh,
Oh?
that was a good entry point for DM King, but he should have focused on his fight with the Viper. Got taken down way too early.
This is gonna be a
False
reset for them now.
information being fed, yeah. True.
Placing swarm grenade.
We need to try and find something. It feels as though the C side is what they were trying to hope and give, but Acer Army, they know not to really push for any sort of extremities now. They're on an 11-5 scoreline, so their chances of taking risks are close to none, but for True Rippers, they want to pick, and they're fishing for it. And it seems as though Helef, he has the chance to maybe go in for something big here as Helef! You need to watch an angle, buddy! It's gonna get walked upon, and Kishi just casually gets a free kill, and those smokes are no longer coming in. Members of True Rippers, they know for a fact that they're royally screwed here unless Disrupt goes in for something big. Disrupt with a double kill, rolling thunder in hand, and now they can go in for the spike plant. But look at Techno, look at him. He's all the way towards C. He's walking up, but Levi, I think he's got his phone numbers. Probably gonna call him up in just a matter of seconds. Levi, good for the kill as Disrupt needs to pull off another miracle of his own. Very low on the HP margins, but still, Acer Army, they're really looking any better. Needs to find that shot as Disrupt opting for those free fires because he knows for a fact that they're very low on their health.
Trying to clear out angles with the
Enemy
molly.
remaining.
They are in a position of trying to take the fight, and they will. Levi gets 3 of his own and finally gets to do the
Thank you.
defusal as well.
Push
The
the
Aster
button.
army.
Save the day.
This was well executed towards the second half, but the first half of the round
Pry
did
open
not
their
go
minds.
really well.
Find the weakness.
This is honestly beautiful coming in from the side of Aster Army. They played that defense down perfectly, going in for aggression, going in to try and gain some information at the bare minimum. Later on in the round, the mid-round plays and the mid-round calls were perfect because you got that first skill. You instantly know that you can now play slow. You can wait for the members of True Rippers to try and take some space, then clear it out together as a team. Of course, granted, in this case, Ishi just went in by himself, but he still found the frag, so which was perfect because he understood the timing for it. Here, though, on the other side, Aster Army once again very aggressive towards A, and they now know that there is no utility towards A. They spend nothing to try and fight us here, basically resulting in a B side and a C side push. The members of AA, they're really close here already. They're looking for this fight, and it could be coming through in just a couple of seconds. Doxer doesn't really have any utility set up here whatsoever. This could just be a retake towards this other side.
They are planning to go for the retake, but being able to do that might be slightly difficult considering that they are very thinly spread all across the map. And their information is being constantly gained by the players of True Rappers. And there it is. The showstopper comes in. However, the trader has come in as well, refragged right after shooting the showstopper. It's going to be a 3v2 situation in which the nightfall can be crucial, but Rio getting taken out will make things easier for True Rippers.
He now knows that both players are in towards the back, needs to find the shot, in towards the corner here. As Helev's position is completely unknown, he needs to hit the shot, and Helev's going to be able to find it. Coley, why did you jump there, buddy? I understand you wanted to spawn him out, but still, it's a risky play if he was playing towards the underside of Staircase. It's True Rippers, they still somehow get this round. It's going to be match point coming around the corner. And Disrupt, man, on this map, he has been absolutely phenomenal on this breach. He's been the game changer for the team. And True Rippers riding on his back. They have all the control in the entire world. Yeah, with 18 kills on an initiator, now that is something that you can be proud of.
This initiator literally works like a pseudo duelist, and that too in the hands of Disrupt. There has been magic coming out from the breach. With the Viper Spit being committed way too early into the round, there is going to be a resistance towards side C. And I feel like Rio might be able to find a play of his own. He does have a lot of difficulties in the way though. There's an alarm bot that can give up his information. There's also a turret that will give away the intel that is required for the side of True Rippers to win this.
Why did you peek that, Kishi? You knew that there were multiple players there. You heard four sets of footsteps. I can't even speak because that's how flabbergasted I am with him pushing that particular angle. He just gave away the man advantage, and now the defenders, they're stuck with absolutely nothing to try and hold down the line. They need to give up the space, and now it's another horrible situation where Coley needs to try and maybe take some space away from them, but DM King just tapping heads like it's nobody's business. He has the control, and he has all the space in the entire world to work this play. Get a 4K for his own name to finish things off. The last player in towards the back. And True Rippers, they knew what they were doing as soon as they picked out the map of Lotus. And Aster Army, this composition just did not have any form of synergy. It's all about the gunfights. And against True Rippers, I understand you can be confident, but to only rely on your raw mechanical skill, this young squad underestimated what True Rippers were capable of. They paid the price for it with not only the first map, but also the second, but they lost out the entire set.
They did, they sure did. True Rippers very easily swarmed around the map of Lotus and found themselves blooming into the next team to make it through. This one is beautifully done. And I mean, Aster Army just could not find themselves a footing into this map at all whatsoever. The comfort level was 0. And they could not really make anything out of it.
It's just so difficult. I want to try to put an emphasis on what really went wrong for Aster Army, and I think they just froze again. The exact same thing that happened to them on the map of Bind just kept on occurring over and over again when it came down to Lotus as well. they completely slowed down. Not even a single change up in their strategy. Yeah, of course, they pushed towards A, and that's it. They pushed towards A and they were done. They were not trying to maybe force their way out a little bit, gain some more extra information on what was happening towards lobby. The players towards C were just stuck in a corner, and they were putting so much emphasis towards this B side, which I don't really understand. I get the fact that you want to play towards B and stop them from even rotating out, but you already have door control. You can maybe utilize that Viper to gain that early bout of information by jump spotting, and that's it. You're done there. You need to play towards C, you need to play towards A a little bit more, and the reads that Aster Army were going in for just didn't work out at all in their favor. True Rippers, they had more of a game plan in mind, and their strategies just revolved around those two sides. And the fact that they were able to slow down their aggression and pick up their pace so beautifully each and every time just goes to show how much they have practiced this map. And this will be a very huge talking point moving forward in the following matchups that they do have as they move higher in, because this team is shaping up to be a squad to be reckoned.
Absolutely. We already knew Haven was going to be one of the maps teams wouldn't want to play against True Rippers, but then Lotus is adding itself into the list for being one of the crucial bans that teams would go for against True Rippers, because as you mentioned, they are able to completely control the flow of the game on this map specifically. This is going to be a scary one, and people would want to avoid that. The way they have executed today, it's been amazing. And even though there was a lot coming in from the side of Aster Army as well, specifically Rio, he had been able to pull himself out of difficult situations time and again. It just wasn't enough for the whole team to feed off of.
It's tough for them, especially in situations like this, that the team just completely lost direction and they didn't know what else they really needed to do to try and even stop the members of True Rippers. And it happens when a team doesn't really have the same level of experience that another opponent does. This is bound to be the case. There's a lot of talent on this young gun team of Acer Army. There are a lot of players that can pull off miracles, but it's just not enough. They need more. You have players like Kohli and Rio who have that level of experience for playing on big stages, but Levi, Doxer, and Kishi, even though they have the kills, even though they have the impact on the map, it's just not enough to bring themselves together as a squad moving on down the lines. And I'm really hoping that Acer Army don't take this loss to heart, because I do believe this team down the line will do a lot of great things, but they need a lot more practice.
Absolutely. All they need is a little more experience and a lot more practice, as you mentioned. So they will have to work on that. But once they have, we can expect Aster Army to rise from the ashes with a lot more to bring to the table. But yeah, this victory very well deservingly goes to True Rippers, because this was completely impeccable the way they have performed. It was spotless, perfect.
Yeah, that's for certain. The team just was in the perfect position and they knew what they really wanted to do to bring in the dub for their squad. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, there's not really much more that we can say. Members of Aster Army, they need to work on their Lotus a little bit more, maybe switch out this composition, because I understand that you want to go in for comfort, but after these recent nerfs, it just kind of isn't the initiator for a lot of maps anymore. It can be strong, but you need to have that Sky if you pick up that Viper, and hopefully they look through this VOD again and just figure that one out for themselves moving on down the line, and how to really work that Sky into this composition. Because imagine if Rio was playing that Sky just like Vine, it would have been drastically different. But for now, that's all that we have for you for this particular matchup. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that we have another match at 7:30 p.m. So make sure to hit that timer on your phone, because that's going to be another big one just around the corner. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Ahana signing on off. And we're going to be back with you with a lot more action for the APAC Predator League 2024 by Acer after a short little break.